Hello again, everyone. Today I want to make a card for my friend. She's one of my closest friends. We spend a lot of time on ladies' days out and that kind of thing together. And her birthday is approaching and I didn't know quite what to do. So I came up with the idea of doing her initial and a couple of things sort of reflective of her. One of which, she has just coming to the end of her term as lady captain of her golf club. So I thought it would be quite nice to have a lady golfer. And my this is the sheet that's come out of my silhouette portrait machine, because I drew her letter M, chose the font I fancied, got the size I wanted, and then did an offset for it. So I've got the letter itself and I've got the offset. Here's the offset. And I cut 3 of the letters to stack them to make a bit more substance. That's this one. The back panel, the offset piece, I've just got 1 of. So I thought I would put those like that. I thought, here I've got, I think it's at 4 lady golfers. I just found a golfing image on the internet and a free copyright one. And then just dropped it into my silhouette software, traced the outline and cut it out, sized it to match. So I thought I'd have the lady golfer on there. And to decorate this side, I thought, well, her name is Margaret. Margaret is near to Margarita. Margarita's a daisy. This is kind of close to a daisy. So I just thought I'd perhaps have some daisies on this bit kind of thing. I don't know. But the question is what to do to decorate it. I do like white on white, as you know. And I thought perhaps I'll try white on white. But I thought I'd try and do something this time to sort of make those layers meld together better. So I thought I would try gluing them together with some super thick Slap-It-On from IndigoBlu, which leaves a slightly satiny finish. And then I thought I might try a little gilding wax over the top of that, or maybe a little, just a hint of colour for yellow on the centres of the flowers. I don't know. This is all going to be a bit of a trial. I've done all that cutting because my cutting machine takes forever to cut anything out. So that's why I've done all that in advance. But this is sort of the ideas in my head until I start to try and put them together. And that's when sometimes the difficulties arise. I was thinking I would put it onto a square card. And then I was thinking, well, what am I going to do as a backdrop? And golfing made me think of an Argyle pattern, so I wondered about that behind there. Might be all right. It does look a little busy to me, but we'll see. This one is another one that which is the lozenge shape of the Argyle pattern, but it's not so hectic, this one. I wondered whether that might be a possibility. We will see. These are both from old Cuttlebug embossing folders that I've had when I very, very first started crafting. There's another one there that is just, it's a Craft Concepts one that's just, diamond. That's a possibility as well. I haven't done one of those to try. I did wonder, as I was looking through my scrap drawers for backgrounds or whatever to put in there, I came across this. And I thought, oh, that's the kind of colour that the ladies at her golf club, the sweaters that they wear, they don't actually wear Argyle, but this is a bit of texture paste with something or other on it. I don't know quite what it is. And I wondered about that, but of course that is too narrow for this thing. And I thought, well, could I extend the stencil, because it's a tiny stencil here from Tim Holtz. And of course you can. I just tried it out here. Do that bit, move it over and make it a bit wider. So I thought I could do that, but then I thought that looks a bit hectic. my mind works in strange ways, I have to say. But I'm thinking that I'm going to stick with the white, but we will see. So let's just make a start. I think I'll join these together as well, because if I'm going to put a medium like Slap It On over it, it's going to dull the edges a bit. It's going to fill in the drops. So if I make it 2 levels, 2 layers, it should stand up a bit better. So let me just glue these together. Lots of people have been asking what my husband was laughing at the other day. And he was just laughing like a drain. And what he was laughing at was a chat show. A very old one. It must have popped up on his computer and when he was doing something else. And so he watched it again. And it was of a comedian on this chat show. What I will do is I will put a link to that show beneath this video. Well, I'll try and put it on the other one as well, the one where he was actually laughing. But I'm not sure if Americans will find it quite as funny as we do. This chap is called Peter Kay, and he's from the north of England. And to be honest, humour does vary according to the area that you're in. So that's not the one. What am I doing? That's this one here. So it would be interesting to see if, you know, Americans find it funny. So do let me know. But the thing is, he says things that are so true to life, and you think, oh, why is that funny? But it just is. It's crazy. Anyway, that's kind of by the by. But laughter is infectious, isn't it? You do want to laugh. You don't know why you're laughing, but you just feel as if you've got to laugh along. You can't help it, really. Isn't that wonderful? That laughing is so wonderful that you want to share it. Right, super thick Slap It On. Oh, let's get it open. I think I will add just a tad of water. I'm putting it onto a little sheet here. Can always add some more in a minute. Put the lid back on. This is a kind of a mixed medium, if you know what I mean. It's one of the media in mixed media. Right, I've got a little brush. I really like these brushes, actually. I bought these in a set, in a bundle on sale from Tonic, and there's some really good brushes in the set. I like them. Right, let's put this one. This is the very bottom layer, the offset bit that I cut, the largest. Presumably you could do this if you had, you know, any other dies that had, you know, background pieces or whatever, of which there are quite a lot these days, aren't there? The ones that have shadow bits. Let's get this in the middle. There we go, it's better. When it's got a skinny line like this, there is a tendency for it to be out of true. Stick it over here, then I'll put it back over there to stick. Right, I'll give that a quick wipe because I don't want the base to stick to the mat. Right, let's put some more of this on, under and over. Right, I want it done fairly thickly. It just adds texture as well. There's a bit of a fluff there or something. There we go. Oh, don't know where that came from. Right, there's that one. Now we put the Lady Golfer on. I didn't put any on the back of that. I should have done. Should do it on the back of the one and the front of the other. Right, put her on. I'd like to put her on so that her golf club, the end of it, is resting on this letter here, because it's so fragile. Right, let's stick this down. Don't know whether this is going to work or not. We'll see. I haven't used this much. Mixed media was kind of new to me when I went up to the IndigoBlu retreat in Retford. I had such a wonderful time. The girls were so much fun. Loved it. Right. There we go. Oops. There. I probably ought to allow time for this to dry, really. I think what I'm going to do before I stick it on is just put a bit of yellow onto the middles of these. What to use? Let me use this Nuvo pen. I'm thinking I'm going to use alcohol rather than water base because I'm hoping it won't run too much. Oh, I don't like that colour. Not very much. Let me just do the same with the other one then, and then I'll put a lighter colour on. Didn't think. There we go. Let us have this chap. So look at the colour. Well, we'll try it. We'll try it. Don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Okay. Just leave it at that. Right, we'll stick these on as well. Let's get a bit more. Her leg's not sticking down, is it? That one's not actually on anything, so it's going to be a bit tricky. There we go. Right, let's stick these on. It's going to get a bit more, slap it on. There we go. On the back of this one as well, I may have to cut some of the stem off. It might be a bit long. Back of this one. Right, where's this one going to go? I haven't thought this through very well, have I? Feels like it's stuck. I think I might need another one, or just some leaves maybe. Let's just put some leaves on. Oops, come off of my finger. Let's put some of this on, slap it on the back. to stick. Right, let's slap it on over the top. Whoops. Come on. Little leaf. There we go. There we go. Right, now what I'm going to do is to leave this to dry, and I'm going to come back and do my gilding. I want to put some gilding wax onto it, but I need to let that dry beforehand. So I'm going to scrape that off. Yeah, put that back in the bottle, jar, whatever you call it. Okay, so watch this space. I will be back. Hello again. I've just had I've had a little idea again. I was just trying to get out my Luscious powder and dropped the box, and I've had a wonderful shade of luminous green acrylic paint over loads of jars and on the floor. So that was quite a fun interlude. Anyway, what I'm going to try and do is add some of this Luscious powder, and this is a pigment powder that's called a cast. It looks white, but on different colour, you know, card, it comes out different one. This one is a gold cast. So I'm just going to add some of this around this background. I'm not going to do the daisy particularly, I don't think. I want to try and get that with some gilding wax. But I just thought I'd try a bit of this gold cast around the rest of them, because there's you know, the brush stroke texture is still around on here from the Slap It On. I think I'm going to do her as well, actually, and then I can highlight bits of her with the gilding wax. This might look dreadful, but you never know until you have a go, do you, really? Quite happy to have a go and hope that something reasonable comes out of it. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all right. Right, let's try a little bit of gilding wax now over the lady and the stems. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Is this soft? I think I probably need a new applicator, but we'll see. Right, let's just see. I don't know if I like it, and we'll see. We will see. Oh, that was a bit of a big dip in. Do I like it? Who knows? Well, it's a bit different. It's a bit different for me. Right, let's just see what it kind of looks like. Let me just move that out of the way. I'll give this a wipe. I've just emptied one pack of baby wipes trying to wipe up all the paint that I dropped. Okay. I like this bit here. If you get gilding wax that doesn't want to come off, just use a little, just a touch of isopropyl alcohol, and we'll wipe that away. There it goes, easy peasy. Right. This little thing, I find this really useful. It's one of 2 little jars. I think it's supposed to be for glue, really, but I use it for the alcohol. Right, let's have a look at this, see how we're doing. So I'm thinking we will use this one. Put that behind there, that on there. I think that's kind of quite nice, really, don't you? I might do something, well, should I do something with the lady? Make her a bit more goldy. But there's a lovely texture from the Slap It On over the letters. It's got the brush strokes in it. So I'll need to cut that bit down. I will put some low-tack tape, not low-tack tape, what am I talking about? I will put some foam tape onto the back of the front panel. Need to get some more of this. Stick that. I think it'll be all right, actually. I hope she likes it. It's a bit different for me, but we'll see how we go. Bit around the edge of this one. This panel was cut with these 2. Just 2 double-stitched square dies. Can't remember where they're from, but you know, there's loads of companies that do them. And the joy of the double-stitched is that when you're making a frame like this, you get the stitching around the aperture and inside the shape that you cut. If you buy dies that have got just one row of stitching, it's usually the one like this one here, just inside the shape that you're cutting out. But if you have double stitched ones, then you get stitching around the aperture and stitching around the outside of the shape. Right. Where do we like this? I think probably about there. So let me just... Oh, I need to put the outside one on first, don't I? Otherwise I won't be able to get at it very easily if it's close to the... that panel, that back embossed panel. We'll see. Right. I'm wondering whether to make the lady all gold, actually, the golfer. Don't want to ruin it, but I may put a little bit more on. Don't know, we'll see. Just see about that one. Right, I take the rest of this inner square. Then I can place my... I'm not cutting it first because it's an uneven design. I want to see which bit looks best, so I'm not going to cut it until after I've stuck it on. So, right, where do we want it? I think about there. Okay. Right, now just chop a bit of this off. A little bit off here. And some off here. Okay. Now we can just pop this onto our card and then insert the embellishment. I'm still wondering about this, to be honest. We'll see. Come off. There we go. Let's do this. There we go. Not quite. It's the reason for the glue stick, so I can, there we are. And that can go in there. So I may just put a bit more gold on, I think, on the golfer. Don't want to overdo it though. Oh, it's a bit different, isn't it? A bit different. So as ever, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and for giving my videos a thumbs up. That's much, much appreciated. Stay well.